Montana's full legislature meets in regular session only in odd-numbered non-election years when it sets the state budget and deals with other policy matters.
However, next week, most of the legislature is coming to Helena for a special set of big-picture policy meetings. Our chief political reporter, Mike Dennison, tells us what to expect.
It's called Legislative Week, and while lawmakers are required to attend, most of them are likely to be here at the Capitol. The main subjects are what can or should Montanans expect from their government and what's the best way to pay for it.
We've got to discuss what services we wish for, what services can be provided more efficiently and more effectively, and maybe what services need to be eliminated, and how we plan to pay for this in a manner that is equitably distributed.
It's also billed as a chance for all lawmakers to see emerging budget issues and how they intersect with policy.
I'm thinking of it as an opportunity for budget and policy discussions that a lot of legislators don't otherwise get. If you serve on a finance committee or an appropriations committee, you hardly ever hear about policy, and vice versa. For a lot of us, this is supposed to be more of a melding of those two areas.
At least 3 legislative studies on tax structure and spending are already on tap. Lawmakers and the public will weigh in next week. Another study looks at whether the legislature should meet in annual sessions, but most who spoke with MTN News said that's not the main event next week. However, tax reform for state and local governments is a key subject. Democratic House Minority Leader Casey Schreiner said he hopes Legislative Week isn't just an attempt to build the case for a statewide sales tax. Jones and others say that's not the intent, but some believe property taxpayers are getting overburdened and that something has to give.
And so there needs to be a discussion held. Is this tax structure and the growth we would forecast coming sustainable? Is it equitable? Do we need to hold a discussion of what other alternatives might exist?
Jones says next week is a chance for all lawmakers to examine the data and not just rely on anecdotal evidence. It's also an election year, so along with the big ideas and the looks at long-term policy in Montana, expect some campaign politics next week as well. At the Capitol, Mike Dennison, MTN News.
Legislative Week kicks off Monday. The meetings and hearings will last most of next week in Helena.